Tonight's headlines: Palace rejects postponement of polls. Enough teachers for 2022 elections, says Briones. Oplan Tokhang to resume after pandemic. Coronavirus cases in the country now at 299,361. San Miguel taps firms for Bulacan Airport. LPA to bring rains, thunderstorms over Metro Manila. Philippine Stocks Index slips again. And PAGCOR reiterates warning versus illegal gambling activities. Good evening. Today is Friday, September 25, 2020. I am Elmer Navarro Manuel and this is Tribune News on Q. Here are the stories for this evening. President Rodrigo Duterte's administration rejected on Friday a proposal to suspend the 2022 national elections due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, saying the country still has sufficient time to prepare for the nationwide polls. According to presidential spokesperson Harry Roque, the pandemic should not be used as a reason to postpone the upcoming elections, which would see the rise to power of Duterte's successor. He added that the national election is still 2 years away and they still have sufficient time to prepare, and that people must not use the existing global health crisis as a ground to cancel and reschedule the elections, as it would not sit well with the public. This comes after Pampanga Representative Mikey Arroyo on Thursday urged the Commission on Elections to consider postponing the 2022 national polls, saying voters are afraid of contracting the coronavirus disease. Comelec Chairman Sheriff Abbas, however, responded that the matter is not a call of the poll body, but rather up to Congress and President Duterte. Roque, meantime, said that the Philippines could learn from other countries, such as the United States, the process of conducting an election during the pandemic. Education Secretary Leonor Briones said Friday there would be enough public school teachers to man polling precincts in case the 2022 elections would be spread over several days as a precaution against COVID-19. The Commission on Elections earlier said that voting in the next national elections may be extended by 2 to 3 days to ensure that there would be social distancing in polling precincts to avoid the spread of COVID-19. Briones said that they have 900,000 teachers who volunteered to be part of the process in the last elections. She added that while teachers serve as the primary election officers every national and midterm polls, the law also provides that if the number of teachers will not be sufficient, other sectors can be brought in. Several senators earlier warned that tinkering with Election Day may be deemed unconstitutional, as the Constitution provides that voting should only be done on the second Monday of May every 3 and 6 years. Meantime, a former Comelec official said that having a 2-day election is also more prone to irregularities. Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency Chief Director General Wilkins Villanueva on Friday said Oplan Tokhang would resume after the COVID-19 pandemic. Villanueva said the Oplan Tokhang, or the law enforcers' knock and plead strategy of convincing drug suspects to stop using illegal drugs would be done particularly in areas which have no barangay anti-drug abuse council. The said operation became controversial as it has been linked to the thousands of killings under the Duterte administration's war on illegal drugs. Villanueva explained that under Oplan Tokhang, a law enforcer will persuade a drug suspect to surrender and avail of the barangay's intervention program. The PDEA chief believed that international critics of the government's war on drugs would appreciate the campaign if they would see the bigger picture of the barangay drug clearing program, wherein Oplan Tokhang is its first level. Villanueva had said that the pandemic slowed down barangay drug cleaning operations. Tribune News on Q will be back after these reminders.
This is a very important story. The important story.
Pictures and stories.
Today, we feel the weight of history on our shoulders. The way we have been moving leads nowhere. We need to change course.
Since the United Nations was founded, the human race has never had to face a set of challenges like we do right now. But together, we can overcome them.
The Department of Health reported 2,630 confirmed coronavirus disease cases on Friday to bring the total number of infections in the country to 299,361. This marks the fourth consecutive day where less than 3,000 cases were reported. The number of recoveries, on the other hand, rose to 232,399 after 494 more patients have recovered from the disease, while the death toll is now at 5,196 following 69 fatalities recorded. There are 61,766 active cases still undergoing treatment or quarantine, and of this, 87% are mild, 9% are asymptomatic, 1.2% are severe, and 2.8% are in critical condition. Most of the newly reported cases came from the National Capital Region with 1,091, followed by Cavite with 196, Laguna with 171, Negros Occidental with 142, and Rizal with 141. At present, the Philippines has 133 licensed laboratories that have tested over 3.3 million individuals, while 48% of the country's intensive care unit beds for COVID-19 patients are occupied, and 24% of mechanical ventilators are in use. In other news, San Miguel Corporation is tapping the 3 airport construction firms involved in the development of Singapore's Changi International for its proposed 735 billion peso New Manila International Airport in Bulacan, Bulacan. This comes after Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology Director Renato Solidum raised flooding and other geohazard concerns on the planned Bulacan Airport project, noting that the multi-billion airport will be sitting on soft ground and is prone to frequent flooding. SMC President Ramon Ang said that they agree with Dr. Solidum of Philbox's observation that proper engineering intervention measures are needed to mitigate risks such as flooding, to ensure that the airport is resilient, sustainable, and will provide the best benefits for all Filipinos. Ang said the company has tapped 3 major global airport construction firms, namely Group ADP, Mind the Heart Group, and Jacobs Engineering Group. To recall, the Department of Transportation in August 2019 formally awarded the contract to build and operate the Bulacan Airport project to San Miguel Holdings Corporation, the infrastructure unit of San Miguel Corporation. Both parties signed the concession deal for the New Manila International Airport on September 18, a month and 4 days after SMC received the notice of award for the contract. State Weather Bureau PAGCOR announced that a low-pressure area and the southwest monsoon are expected to bring cloudy skies with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms over Metro Manila and the Cagayan Valley. It also included Central Luzon, Mimaropa, Calabarzon, the Bicol region, and Western Visayas. In its 24-hour forecast, the weather agency warned affected residents of possible flash floods or landslides during severe thunderstorms. As of 3 p.m. Friday, the LPA was estimated at 150 kilometers east of Casiguran, Aurora. Meanwhile, the monsoon and localized thunderstorms may bring partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers over the rest of the country. Flash floods and landslides are also possible according to the weather agency. Sunrise is at 5:45 a.m. and sunset will be at 5:49 p.m. We'll pause for a short break. Stay with us.
Magsha-shopping na lang ako!
Hashtag 143SM. Call to deliver.
Hello, can I get the following? One pink chair, bed sheets, na pink yung soft ha, tapos slide, size 8, pajamas na blue. Oh, don't forget my...
Hashtag 143SM. Call to deliver.
Wait lang, okay ba yan?
Anything at the SM store, ma'am.
Call to deliver. Call.
Kuya, pwede rin ba ako magpa-deliver sa ate ko sa Taguig, tapos sa friend ko sa Davao, tsaka sa... cancel ko sa Lipa. Okay ba yan?
Kahit saan po, pwede kami
Call
mag-deliver.
to deliver. Call. Hashtag 143SM. Call to deliver. Hashtag 143SM. Call to deliver. Call. Hashtag 143SM. Hashtag 143SM. Call to deliver.
Call na rin kayo.
Call to deliver.
Bilang bagong mag-asawa, sabay kaming natututo sa buhay.
Sabay rin namin inaaral ng mga bayarin sa bahay.
Kahit kami, nagtaka sa biglang laki ng electricity bill namin. Huwag pong mangambang maputulan. Sinisigurado ng Meralco na walang disconnection hanggang September.
Estimated bills lang ang natanggap natin ng March, April at para sa ilan, May. Dahil sa lockdown, isang tabi to para hindi na maguluhan.
Ang May o June ay actual meter reading na. Kung May nagka-actual reading, ibabawas dito ang huling reading bago mag-ECQ. Yan lang po ang ating babayaran hanggang 3 buwang konsumo.
Kung estimated reading sa May at June nagka-actual reading, ibabawas din dito ang huling reading bago mag-ECQ. Yan lang po ang ating babayaran. Hanggang 4 na buwang konsumo, walang labis. Tandaan, kung ano lang na konsumo,
Yun lang ang babayaran.
ako po si Mateo G.
At ako naman po si Sarah G.
G?
G!
In business, the Philippine Stock Exchange Index ended the week on the negative, but the peso managed to improve against the US dollar despite the negative sentiments. The main stocks index shed 0.12% or 7.14 points to 5,838.66, while the all shares ended the week with a 0.04% or 1.32 points drop to 3,520.63 points. Half of the sectoral gauges followed the main index, and these are namely the services, holding firms, and industrial, which fell by 0.52%, 0.30%, and 0.27% respectively. On the other hand, mining and oil rose to 1.03%, property by 0.71%, and financials by 0.5%. Volume totaled to 1.41 billion shares, amounting to 3.7 billion pesos. Gainers led losers at 110 to 86, while 44 shares were unchanged. Meanwhile, the peso gained against the greenback after finishing the week's trade at 48.46 from 48.56 a day ago. It opened the day at 48.55, sideways compared to its 48.6 start in the previous session. And the Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation on Friday reiterated its warning to the public not to engage in any unauthorized gambling activities offered by unscrupulous individuals and groups. In a statement, PAGCOR said its public warning was made after the Philippine National Police Anti-Cybercrime Group conducted a successful operation against an illegal online bingo operator recently. Last week, the PNP-ACG nabbed a couple for conducting illegal bingo operations on Facebook. The gaming regulator said the arrested operator was just one of several illegal gambling operations that were under surveillance and case monitoring. Since the COVID-19 pandemic started early this year, PAGCOR said it has received an increase in reports on illegal online gambling being promoted through social media platforms like Facebook. To further strengthen the fight against unauthorized gambling activities, the state-run gaming regulator said it will ask for the assistance of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas and the Anti-Money Laundering Council to conduct investigations on banks, remittance services, and payment solutions used fund conduits for these illegal operations. That wraps up the stories tonight. Catch the latest news on our website, tribune.net.ph, and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Tribune Now. The Daily Tribune is one with the nation in facing the COVID-19 crisis, and in line with this, the Daily Tribune Digital Edition on Press Reader is now available for free online. You can also download the Daily Tribune app on Apple Store for iOS users and Google Play for Android users to get the latest and most comprehensive news online. Daily Tribune is also inviting everyone to join its Community Viber Katribu to get updates on the freshest and hottest news and entertainment stories of the day. Tarsito emoticons are also available on our Community Viber. Just click on the link in this video to join. And before we go, we would like to thank the SM Store for my shirt and jacket this evening. Again, this is Elmer Navarro Manuel, and you're watching Tribune News on Q. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay at home. Good night, and God bless us all.
Araneta City, home to the country's first indoor shopping mall, the world's original Thrilla, and the first ever Bini Bini pageant. Now a place for your first win, your first catch, your first home, your first big break, your first date, and even your first love. Araneta City, the city of firsts.
Click, click,
That's it, never thought self-service can be this slick. Modify plans in a snap, walang hirap, it's a wrap. Just tap the app, now you can check, view, subscribe, renew. Help and support for you. Out with the ring apps are the in thing, you know what to do. Globe at home and Globe One, all in the Globe app na yan. Self-service and easy to use, mas okay tayo dyan. Globe at home and Globe One, all in the Globe app na yan. Instant response, no hold time pa, wala nang hintayan. Download Globe at Home and Globe One app, all in the Globe app na yan. Download the Globe One and Globe at Home apps from Google Play Store and Apple App Store now. Download Globe at Home and Globe One app, all in the Globe app na yan.
Ang Philippine Offshore Gaming Operators o POGO ay isang legitimate business entity na nagbibigay serbisyo sa offshore gaming para lamang sa mga manlalarong nasa abroad sa pamamagitan ng internet. Ang mga serbisyong handog nito ay katulad ng casino games at sports betting na pwedeng laruin kahit wala sa casino. Sa Pilipinas, walang POGO operators. Tanging POGO service providers lamang dahil nagaganap ang mga laro sa labas ng bansa.
Pumunta sa bangko.
Oo nga naman, sir. Ba't kailangan pang pumunta sa bangko?
Why not get a UB app so you can do all these without going to the bank? Bank the way you live. Union